In today's video, I'm repurposing some old pillows and using some secondhand fabric to make some cushion covers. One is just a plain old cushion cover. The second one is a little bit more fancy, kind of like this. So, Exhibit A, I've got two of these old pillows. They're not that old, but they've just gone quite flat and they're not past their acceptable usage time frame. So I thought they would be perfect for using for sitting on instead of just throwing them out. I'm going to turn these into the folding pillows I was talking about. Chop it in half, split the Red Sea. I'm going to push all this stuff in and then restitch it so that it's actually two separate cushions. Make a cover that it'll probably end up being about 10 centimeters of fabric, which will then allow there to be like a bit of pivot room. Are you with me? The plan is to not have any zips so that I don't have to do any zips. But I'll do some ties with either a contrasting fabric or the same fabric. And the reason it depends on what I can find is because I'm planning to thrift the fabric rather than purchasing something new. Where we're staying came partly furnished and it came with these pillows for the dining chairs. And the fabric on them is really scratchy and I hate sitting on them. So I'm going to make covers for these. I don't know how much you can really see. They're very square and they're not super thick. Little second bonus of doing the tie closures is that use the closures and tie around the bit of the chair to hold them on so they don't slip off every time you stand up. Am I the only person that has that problem? Anyway, I'm going to hang the pillows outside so they can get a little bit of airing, and obviously the sun will do its thing. First things first, airing out the pillows, measure up my cushions, and make sure that I kind of have a rough idea of how much fabric I'm going to need when I go to the op shop. So toasty. Okay, so pillows were hung outside for probably like 4 hours. Yep, that's ready for processing. All right, let's take some measurements. As I suspected, it's a square! Probably 2 centimeters of seam allowance because it never seems to work out right when I do less than that. I probably should have mentioned that. I only have 2 dining chairs and 2 dining cushions. I think it's going to need 16. My gosh, that's a lot. Okay. Wait. Mental math. Where are you? I'll figure it out later. Future me problem. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything and we can go look for some fabric. Let's go. Oops. Success. Found some fabric, obviously. They kind of go together. This blue with this greeny colour. This is like good for both. These 2 table runners were $5 each, which was great. Then I got these 2 pillowcases, which are absurdly big. I don't know about you, but like this is massive compared to my pillows. Have I been getting little person pillows or something? I was trying to be a little bit more sustainable by thrifting the fabric. It's kind of important that you wash anything you get from a thrift store before you start using it. I'm gonna skip it. I know, I'm going to hell. What are you gonna do? I'll start with my 2 pillows that I'm repurposing, and depending on how we're going for time, maybe I'll start measuring up and cutting some fabric. We'll see how we go. Suction. This honestly feels kind of like surgery. Like I'm going through all the muscle layers one by one, getting down to the heart. Queen of eyeballing it. we have successfully separated the conjoined pillows. It's enough posing for the thumbnail. Okay, so I have chopped. It's okay. I've chopped the pillows in half. It was like way more held together than I was expecting. I don't know. I've obviously not seen the inside of a pillow for a long time. A tragedy in 3 parts. I should fold it on itself, shouldn't I? Okay. So I'm just folding the 2 edges on themselves just so that it doesn't fray and fall apart. I mean, once they're inside the cushion covers, they can do what they want, I guess. Free reign! Woo! I probably should have started this video by saying I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm just winging it. I know I was sort of doing some measurements, I didn't really check. Yeah, we'll see at the end how this turns out, really. If you have fun doing it, then why stop to make it boring? Okay, I have just pinned it in place, probably 2 top stitches, and then I'll do the same again with the second half of the pillow and then get on to chopping up the second pillow. It's not exactly the neatest of stitching, but that doesn't really matter because this is going inside a cushion cover. I'm going to pin and sew the other half of this cushion, then repeat the process with the second pillow that I'm repurposing. So I'll see you when I have 4 of these little dudes. Now I just need to measure these up and compare that to the fabric I got to see if I have enough. As you can probably see, I'm not very accurate with this. I think, yeah, it's gonna work. Woo! So I have pinned the fabrics together with the right sides facing each other, and now I just want to see if the pillows will fit. The cushions definitely fit inside once I've pinned it and allowed for the 2 centimeter seam allowance. I still have to figure out the tie situation before proceeding, so attach the ties first. Maybe I should... You can tell I'm winging it now, can't you? Then, I don't know if I should add the... I think I need to add the strip with the ties wedged in between, then do the sides, I think. I keep hitting obstacles. I keep running into those things where it's like, oh, you should probably do this before you do this. Before you do that, do this. Oh, and before you do that, do this. It's just, I keep running into those things. I will actually measure up the square pillowcase and I'll just make 4 ties so that I can test it and we'll go from there. Yes, perfect. Yes, I think we're going to get away with just the $12 fabric that I picked up in one trip. Ha! We're getting there. I need to get myself some proper dressmaking scissors because these ones just came in one of those little sewing kits from Woolworths. Oops, I need to pay attention. Okay. Check that my cutting didn't just ruin everything. Unlimited power! I feel like that's cheating. But hey, I'm glad I don't have to seam rip it all out. God, that would take forever. She can't be stopped now. Okay, I don't know if I needed to do that or not. Oh, things are getting out of control. I'm gonna just go ahead and choppy chop. No time for caution. And I don't have to do anything with that till later. Surprisingly, my hand isn't sore yet. Oh my god, I'm chopping so badly. I said my hand wasn't getting sore and then definitely a bit sore after that. Take that off now. I probably forgot to say earlier, but the pillowcases were $2 together. Bargain. Where is that coming from? Oh my god. Is still coming through. Go away. Okay. We can work with that. Don't ask me what this technique is, I don't know. You do what you gotta do when you have a tiny space. Okay, get out of here. What I'm going to do is find my piece. No? Oh, there it is. 5 by 30 piece. I'm going to pin it and cut and pin and cut and pin and cut until I have 4. Turn them into ties. See you in a moment. I think we're going to end day 1 here. I fully intended to get all the ties done, but I will pick up tomorrow and I'll keep going with the ties and hopefully start to see the folding pillowcases turn into pillowcases. Okay, see you tomorrow. Today's goal is to finish doing the ties. I want to cut out and pin the ties with the supporting piece to the pillowcase, see if it works, and then just get on with actually sewing the whole thing together. I've also decided today to light my beautiful candle without thinking that it is actually a crackling candle. In order to get this as seamless as possible, pun intended, I'm going to fold the piece that is the actual part of the cushion. This is the side that's going to be facing out. I'm going to fold it on itself by about 2 centimeters and pin this in place. So I've pinned my ties in place about 15 centimeters from the ends. Now I'm going to figure out how much of the supporting piece I need. I'm going to cut a piece about 4 centimeters wide by the 50 centimeters long and fold that on itself to place on here as the supporting piece. The ties have been sandwiched between those layers. Go along the edge with my sewing machine. I've just realised a better way to do this. So what I've repinned is my supporting strip is still there, but instead of pre-folding it, I'm going to have both flat. I'll stitch along there. And I've just stitched it along with the ties sandwiched. You can see them poking out down here. What I'm going to do now is flip this over completely, and I'm going to put another stitch in. Don't know if I can blame the candle or not, but it's getting warm. Now, to stop this from flipping up all the time, I'm going to stitch along its face as well. This is the side that you'll see, and the ties are embedded, and now I've just got to repeat the process on the runner side as well. Well, that's kind of cute. Cool. I'm going to do a second stitch a bit further down to stop that one from flipping up. I've now placed the ties on both parts of the cover. They are slightly not lined up, but that's okay because once you tie a knot in them, they're going to bend out of shape anyway. Next step is to repeat the tie adding process to the other end. Then I can stitch the sides, and stitching that middle 10cm section, and with any luck it'll be done today. Oops. I put these in facing the wrong way. What's a big project if you don't have to seam rip at some point, huh? Okay, the ties are in. I'm going to do the sides. So I'm literally just going to go whoop. So the little bit that is the supporting piece, I completely forgot that this was the outside layer when it's on the inside. But when I turn it around, it's going to have that awful frayed edge. I'm going to have to seam rip all of this side and then flip this around and go again. It's the only way. Okay, I'll be back when I fix my error. When I flipped it around, it fixed this end, but somehow I had done the opposite on the other end without realizing it. I didn't even think to check if this was done the same way. The second one will be better. So I have marked on the inside where the middle section needs to be. I just kind of need to put a pin to show where that is so I can see it once I flip it the right way. Okay, so the middle 10cm section is pinned. I'm going to do 3 stitches and then it's ready for the pillows to go in. Catch you soon. The first folding cushion cover is done. I am really happy with the design, aside from little mishaps like that, and they are slightly bigger than I needed them to be, but I'm not upset about that because when it's time to replace the inserts, I'll just make slightly bigger ones. I'm going to make a second one of these, and I'm also going to do the dining seat cushions. That'll be tomorrow's job. I'm going to make the ties and make sure I've got all the fabric I need, but I'm not going to film that. I can tell this video is already going to be really long as it is, so bear with me and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning and welcome to day 3. Today's goal is to smash it out. Not going to do a lot of talking because I just need to get it done. I need to finish the second folding cushion. I need to do both of the dining seat cushions. I have created a bajillion ties for the cushions, but in the meantime I'm just going to get stuck right in on some sewing. Wish me luck. Time to sew. Copper. Yes, I have all the pieces I need ready to go for the square cushion. 4 ties, 2 squares, one is the table runner fabric, one is the pillowcase fabric. All I need to do right now is pin it all together and sew where I had that full strip across the edge. I've decided, well, I didn't decide, my lack of fabric decided for me that I don't have enough to do that. So instead, chop little pieces, probably about this wide. It still gives it that bit of support. Nothing further to say than to get on with these square cushions. The ties are in place, they've been sandwiched in and then the top folded over and top stitched on both sides. It's looking like everything's the right way around. Last but not least is going around the closed edges of the cushion. I'm going to do 2 straight stitches and then a zigzag stitch to hopefully reduce how much the runner is fraying, because it's fraying like crazy. I have a whole pile of runner threads over there. So hopefully the next time we speak is when they're all finished. It is done. The last pillowcase is done. It fits. It's done. Well, they're done, I should say. What a project. This would not have taken me as long if I just looked up how to do it, but there's something fun in the challenge of having a vision of what you want to create and then, with a bit of headache, figuring out how to make it, figuring out how the pieces fit together, what order to do them in, what size to make it. As I said on day 1, the ties are going to be really helpful because we can tie them around the dining chairs to stop these from sliding off. I'm just so happy with how they turned out. As much as the colours weren't a perfect match, they go well enough together. Just putting in the cushions into my folding pillow. I'm so happy with how the folding cushions turned out as well. The perfect amount of sitting cushion and back support cushion with the option to have it higher up on your back or lower down. The ties are really cute, and obviously it makes it really convenient to take the cushions out and wash the covers. They are intended to be used for outdoor, either at the outdoor cinema or just on the beach on a camp chair. I did only 2 ties on my first folding cushion, and I wanted to see what it would look like with 3. So you can see here that I've done the 3 pairs along the top. It's almost a little too busy, so if you compare it to the one with 2, I think it's cute with 3, but I think for simplicity the 2 does kind of look a little bit better. But I just think they're so stinking cute. Probably the only things I would add to them to make them just that little bit more crisp is to close off this top edge here, just to stop that gaping, and also to hide the seam that you can see right at the top. Also doing a top stitch along the border just to make it really clean. Other than that, I just think they turned out so well. I'm so happy. I'm sitting on one of these bad boys right now, and I'm telling you, much better than the original cushion covers. So yeah, can't wait to get these in use and start enjoying the fruits of my labour. If you've watched until now, just want to say thank you for following along. I hope you enjoyed the project and want to give it a go yourself. In the meantime though, like a video to feed the creator for a day, subscribe to support them forever. Until next time, stay creative. Perfume. Don't mind me just looking at the dust on the sneezing and rubbing my eyes. You know, that thing where you get this pillowcase left over. The chaos. Sauce, not sauce. They're gonna be really